Okay, one more. Just have to say two, okay? That the Lord is the one who, we pray to and we ask Him to remove the obstacles in our life. When we pray for things, Lord, take this away from us, stop this from happening. We always pray. We're always praying for Him to remove the obstacles in our life, whether that be financial burdens, health, sicknesses, whatever it is, that covers them all. All right. He's going to do them. He's going to do them on His time, and He's going to do them when it counts. Well, I don't know how to say this. If that obstacle, okay, is not going to hinder you, okay, if that obstacle in your life right now is not going to keep you from doing what it is that He has planned for you to do, or to move where, whatever it is He's got planned, to us, they're dire. We just can't even do anything. I mean, it's like, Lord, I don't even know how I'm going to make it tomorrow, or it's coming from our point of view, right? Our health, our aches, our pains, whatever that may be. He knows. He knows better than anybody. But if it's not going to make a difference to His plan, and if it's not going to affect our servitude to Him, He may let it stay. You know what I'm saying? He may not remove the obstacles like we want Him to, because right now that's not what it's about. He's trying to strengthen us. See, we're feeling weak, okay, because we're thinking of all these things that we need Him to do for us. We're thinking of all these things that we're praying and that we want Him to do for us. All right? So we want these miracles, and we want all this stuff. And He, of course, He wants to give it to us. But remember, there's a plan. There's a path. There's steps. Now, if that hindrance, or if that obstacle is going to hinder you from standing where He needs you to stand, or to do what He needs you to do, then yes, he may remove it. But if it doesn't really make a difference, although we can't see it, right? To us it's dire, but to Him it's not, because He knows the ending. He knows how the end of the story goes, and it may not make a difference. You understand? May not make a difference, so He may leave it. And it's not because it's to punish you, or because He's not, keeping His promise, but it's not going to benefit the end result. You know what I'm saying? It's not, because like, we're right here, right? We're right there. And so if sure, He can remove them anytime He wants, but if removing that obstacle right now, or in this near coming time, if Him removing it removes you from where you're supposed to stand, or is not going to make a difference in that short time, He'll leave it until that exact perfect time of His. You know what I'm trying to say? It's so huge right now. He has everything perfectly lined up. And so if we have an illness, or something physically wrong, and that we've been praying for healing on, again, He's going to do these great miracles. Okay? soon. And he may have him hanging on till then, because when he shows it, he's going to show everybody. All right? Everybody. And so if he's let it remain upon us, it's because when he does choose to heal or to change that, it will again be for his glory, and it'll be the perfect timing, and it's for his purpose. You know what I'm trying to say? So don't keep thinking, well, I know he's doing all this stuff, but I still have this. He's got a plan. He's got to plan, and he'll do it. He'll do it, but it's got to coincide. It's got to be in that perfect reason, that perfect place. You understand? It's got to fit. It's got to fit. Exact. There's an exact footing, an exact time. And if you're praying for a financial blessing, well, you may not get it. You may not get it because, first of all, it may not make a difference. Understand? But he knows that we don't. We don't. To us, we need it now. But he knows how the end is. He knows each day. It may not matter. Okay? And it's not necessary. And you may not get it. Okay? So if you're not getting it, understand. It's because you don't need it. And to his eyes, you don't need it. We think we do. You think you do. We think we need it now. Okay? But it's those problems of the world, of our daily life, that we're stuck to. Okay? Because these are the things that we are in need of, and are in need of. And that's where our focus goes a lot, and our attention goes a lot. Because there are daily things that we need to survive. But see, he knows the full picture. He knows the full story. So he knows, well, they don't need it. They think they do, but they don't. I'm going to make sure that they have this, whatever they need to endure till that specific time. I'm going to make sure they have it, but they don't need any more. Because, again, anything that's going to take your focus and to take your attention away from what his grand plan is, he's not going to place in your life. He's not going to place in my life. So, until you know what I'm trying to mean? So, a lot of people are having big financial burdens. All right? Well, he's not worried about it. And if he's not giving it to you, you don't need it. You trust me, you don't need it. We think we do, but we don't. It'll do something other than what he wants. And so, if you're not going to get it, if you're not getting it, then no, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna make it without it. Okay? You're gonna make it without it. So he's not going to overly, I don't think, give to fill us that way, because we all know the flesh. Then the flesh starts leading, and he's going to give us exactly what we need to feed us till that point, because that point's just right there. So just enough, because he doesn't want to completely fill us, or we'll be full and we won't be doing and working on what it is he specifically needs us to do. And that was what I just said in that last video. You understand? So don't get down, don't worry about it, don't get upset because you're not getting these things. You have to look at it through his eyes. You have to see it how he is, because it's the priorities of what he wants us to do right now, and what he needs from us right now, and what the steps are. And a financial gain right now in our lives, or your lives, my lives, whoever lives, may not make or break it. It may not make a difference. And it's really just a moot point. And so he's not going to give this huge blessing, because it's not going to matter. And it might just take your attention away from what he really needs you on. And so if you're continually praying for those things, he might be, well, I'm not gonna, but you're still praying, you're still coming to him every day. See, that's his way of keeping you close, right? It's not teasing you at all. It's keeping you close, because he is going to give us all these things. He truly is. But right at the right before he's going to release just huge miracles on us. He really is. Huge miracles. So I was thinking about that upstairs. Of all these people asking for certain things in prayers, and I was like, well, he's not going to give it to them. He's not going to give it to me. He's not going to give it to you. He's not going to give it to us unless we absolutely have to have him. It'll be what we need when we need it. And just that. You know, just that. Because things of this world, he's trying to make us understand we don't need. But those things are keeping our full attention. They've got our mind, and he's like, stop. It's not going to make a difference. Stop it. I know you think you're going to die, but you're not. I know you think if you don't have this is going to happen, but it's not. Okay? He knows. If he's not allowing it in your life, if he's not giving it to you, you don't need it. I don't need it. You don't need it. So we're just going to have to walk on that faith. Again, strengthening us. He's seeing where we're weak and where we're strong. And he's going to strengthen where we're weak, because he needs us strong across the board for what's coming. You know, again, unprecedented times. Nothing ever before. I was listening to another YouTuber. Can't think of his name. I've got that sometimes because I can't remember his name either. He does the lost books, the lost texts. And this video was on the super gospel, I think. The super gospel, and it was part 1 or part 2, I don't remember. But as I'm listening to it, because he's got the words there and he's reading it, you know, like a book, he's reading it, and it talks strictly about where the disciples are asking him, you know, Lord, they're asking him the sequence of things and what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, and he tells them, well, not until this happens, and not till this happens, and then this will happen, and then when this happens, and it's specific, okay? Again, many of those were taken out, should not have been taken out, but they were, and God allowed it. Many answers there, because a lot of them should have been kept in. Enemy had them removed. Anyway, I'll put the link down below this video. Just listen to it. Listen to it. You'll just fall off your chair. Because what he's saying in there is everything that we're going through, and everything that he has told us that is going to happen. That's where they're at. I had never heard that one before. And so as I'm listening, here they are. I'm like, oh, I know. Yep. It's everything. So I'll put the link to that. That man, he's been studying those a long time. I told you the Lord said that the reason he's let those lay, you know, they laid for so long, those lost gospels, they laid so long in those caves without being found. But then they were found, but nobody's really done anything with them. I mean, those are huge find. But really, very few people have read them. Very few people have learned from them. Very few people have done anything with them. Now, it's not because they're not the truth, because they are. It's because there's nobody here to teach them. The Bible has been passed on, you know, generation after generation, year after year. There's been teachers, because they've been, you know, it's been passed down. So there's been teachers to teach the Bible. But see, these weren't in that teaching all the way down. So there's nobody to teach them. And so he's letting them go. He's letting them stay because and of course of the time that we're in, but he has no teacher for them. But also, yes, many are absolutely the truth. Many of them should have been kept in the Bible. Absolutely. God allowed the enemy to remove them. Okay? But when God allows that, it's all for our blessings, because guess what? It goes to show you, well, okay, I'm allowing it, but and those at the end who still stand there loving him, believing him, knowing it, without having those extra books in there, they overcame that, and they're still standing strong, and he loves that. He loves that, and that's why he allows it. It's a faith thing. It's a faith thing. But see, the enemy slid false doctrine in there, in some of those gospels. Some of them, the enemy has slid his false words in there, his false teachings. Well, since there's no teacher to teach those, the Lord just lets those lay. You understand? But more are true and from him than not. But those few false ones that's been kicked in there, which are the only ones that's been brought out? Movies done on them, books done on them. The ones the enemy put in there. See, and by the enemy doing that, and then doing the Da Vinci Code, that's one of the movies from it. It talks about Mary Magdalene being married to Jesus. Well, of all the Gospels, really, that's the one you're going to pull out and do? That's written of the enemy. And see what damage that did? That did huge damage. Huge damage. Because in the Christian world, the Christians, because of that false book, they disregarded all of them as false. Okay? They disregarded all of them. And that's exactly what the enemy wanted. He didn't want anybody to read those. He wanted anybody to know them, because so many of the answers for today that we're living in are in those books. They truly, truly are. They're in those books. Okay? But you can't dive in them on your own. You have to pray up way ahead, and you have to go to the Lord for discernment, and for him to go through those with you. You just can't go in there. You'll get confused. But I'm saying more than not are true, and that they were removed. And then the enemy puts his in there, and then pulls them out and makes some big productions, and that's the ones that people see. And so the Christians disregard all of them, and then the non-believers are nana boo boo. It just made the non-believers stronger, and more of them is what it did. It made more of them. So, but yes, just like the book of Enoch, I know for a fact, definitely, the book of Enoch should have been in the Bible. Absolutely should have been put in the Bible. A lot of them. So, but it was so interesting, and I'm gonna put that link about the book, and all you have to do is listen to it, pray for discernment on it, but it'll blow your mind. Just blow your mind. Okay, I just wanted to tell everybody that. So if you're waiting for all these, blessings and prayers and miracles, and you don't have them yet, and if you're worried about, finances or healing, or you're worried about employment or whatever it is that you're waiting for, and he's not given it yet, don't fret about it, because that means that you're going to be fine. It's not going to matter. So he's not going to release it, or he's not going to remove that obstacle. The obstacles that need to be removed, he'll remove if they need to, but the ones that's not going to make a difference, he's going to leave. Okay, I love you. I'm such in a happy mood, because I'm telling you, that word I got today was just, ooh, huge. Huge. So happy 4th of July. Didn't go anywhere today. I haven't been anywhere 4th of July in a long time. I usually take my baby Beau We usually go out and watch fireworks, but it's as far as going to picnics or anything like that, barbecues, I haven't gone for years. Our family used to get together. Oh, huge 4th of July celebration, but not anymore, haven't for years, so I always stay home. And the fireworks are making the dog crazy. Arlo, I can't even look in his direction because every time, I don't know why these people don't think. They're out there lighting all these fireworks off and all this noise. Okay, these dogs inside the houses, these little dogs, they're going insane. So all week long, these people have been lighting off firecrackers and fireworks. Arlo pees every single time. He whines and he pees. I've been in that kitchen cleaning up more. I'm ready to open the door and let him run out and never see him again because that's how frustrated I am over it. And every time he just whines and he cries and he keeps on and on and on, and then he pees again, then he poops again, and he pees again, and he poops again. It's driving me crazy. So people lighting fireworks, think about that. We got these little neurotic dogs in the house that are just going insane. But one more thing about 4th of July. You know, so much we don't know. So much we don't know. Now that we know nothing, no history, everything is not as we thought it was, right? But about 3 or 4 years ago, you know, I of course I read everything, but that's when I read that we had 12 presidents before George Washington. George Washington was not our first president. We had 12 presidents before that. Never taught in school. Never. There was no, you know, the Constitution wasn't signed, or the Republic wasn't together yet, but there was 12 U.S. presidents before Washington. However, they did it, but there was. Read up on it. Very interesting. All you gotta do is Google it. It's all right there. It tells you the names, the dates, a whole bit. Why aren't those in the history books? I mean, what's the big deal on that? So much. We live in a matrix. We really do. Never thought I was a conspiracy theorist, but I am. I totally am. See, he's given us eyes to see. He's given us ears to hear. And we see it. And we know it. So, anyway, I love you. Happy 4th of July. I'll see you soon.